Welcome to It Was Never You, where we talk about narcissism, complex PTSD, and recovery. What do narcissistic parents do to children? They parentify and they infantilize them at the same time. They do both. Narcissistic parents, what they tend to do is they tend to tell children who aren't developmentally at a place where they can handle certain situations. When they are told information about their parents' relationship or something that's going on with the family, what ends up happening is the child feels out of control because they don't have the ability to help that parent with that situation. So they lose a little bit of feeling in control, and it creates anxiety, creates depression in children. It can manifest itself in many ways in that child. Toxic parents make their child their friend, even little children, and they will explain things and they will put the child in a situation that they do not need to be in because they don't understand boundaries. They don't understand developmentally that the child cannot and is not able to handle it. And this has ramifications for them later in life. As children, it is not their job to be in the middle of a divorce, to be in the middle of an argument, to be in the middle of, it was never your job to help your mom if she was arguing with her brothers or sisters, or if she had an issue at work. Those were not situations that you needed to be in the middle of, or even have any knowledge of them whatsoever, because you didn't have the ability to understand, neither did you have the ability to help them. So I just felt the need to say that this is not normal behavior, normal, quote unquote, air quotes, for a parent. This is not a normal thing for a parent to do to a child. And I'm talking about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Anytime you're under I don't know, it depends on the child. 18 is just a number that they give to an adult, but depending on the child, and each child is very much different. And if you notice, children that grow up with toxic parents, they tend to mature very quickly because they kind of have the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they're trying to maneuver through a world that they don't really fully understand, and they need nurturing, and they need kindness, and they need empathy, and they need all these things to grow developmentally to be the adult that they were born to be. Then they infantilize. So all the while you're taking care of the house and cleaning and doing everything, at the same time they're treating you like you're a baby and you can't make any decisions for yourself. Do you understand? So it creates this cognitive dissonance in the child's mind. So I'm here and I'm doing all these adult things and I'm helping this parent with this situation, but at the same time they're treating me like a baby. So it creates this, what am I? Am I an adult? Am I a child? I'm not understanding. This creates confusion. This creates that cognitive dissonance. And it's very effective, because then what ends up happening is we take these into our adulthood. So know that it was never your role for you to be helping your adult parent with their situations. Neither was it your role to be constantly treated as if you were inferior or not capable of doing anything. Do you see how these behaviors from a parent don't make sense whatsoever? This is why, for people that have been through this type of abuse, say it's important for you to get into therapy if possible, because there's a lot of inner child work, not for everybody, but for some, that needs to be done. You need to acknowledge that child, tell the child it was never your job to do this. It's okay. You don't have to handle this. And it leads to this as an adult when something small happens, or when When something happens in your life, you either catastrophize or you try to control every single thing that's happening in your life. And we don't have the ability to shut off that. People say, worry about the things that you can and the things that you can change and the things that you can't change. But people that have grown up like this sometimes don't have the ability to discern between what it is they can control and what it is they can't control, because you had zero control as a child and you were put in situations that were way ahead of your time, that now as an adult you don't understand what is not meant to worry about because you have no control over it and what isn't. And then it leads to catastrophizing. It leads to anxiety. Then it leads to depression. You just want to give up. And then you abandon yourself with the depression because it's just all pointless and you have no control over anything and you don't know which direction to go in. So that's why therapy is important with a trauma-based counselor. And once you understand all these things about yourself and the behaviors that are not constructive in your adult life, which did serve a purpose for you as a child, then you can go and you can tell this person, or perhaps you can work them out yourself and see what the behaviors are and what you need to change. But when you're armed with the information and when you go into therapy and you say, this is the thing that I need to have changed in my mind or help me correct this thought process, then they can understand what direction to put you on to help you. You were never meant to handle adult situations as a 6-year-old, as a 7-year-old, as an 8-year-old, as a 9-year-old, and I can go on and on. It just was not your job.